Hi, my name is Nicole Johnson, founder and lead sleep consultant of the Baby Sleep Site. And today we're going to be talking about newborn schedules. Can you put your newborn on a schedule, and should you? That's the question we're answering today. First, let me say that a newborn is considered anywhere from firstborn to about 16 weeks old or 15 weeks old. Now, babies change very quickly. So what might be right for a 3-week-old is not necessarily right for a 3-month-old, and vice versa. So it's very important when you're considering putting your baby on a schedule is what your baby is capable of. A newborn can only stay awake for short periods of time before they need to sleep. They sleep a lot during the day, but it's in small chunks of time rather than all at once. And so to put them on a schedule would be disastrous sometimes, because if you have to keep them awake too long, technically we all release hormones to fight fatigue and give us our second wind. And if you keep your baby up too long, it's going to actually be harder to sleep rather than easier. So when your baby is first born, we typically only keep them awake about 45 minutes, to maybe an hour at a time. And they have to eat quite frequently too. So they might wake up, eat, and then go right back to sleep in some cases as well. Now, the other thing to consider is that newborns don't necessarily sleep in a long stretch, even with feedings, let's say, until they're a bit older. So you might do a lot of reading and research on the internet, and you might see, oh, you should put your baby to bed earlier at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. But unfortunately for a newborn, that could be a disaster, because then they might be finished with their nighttime sleep by 3 a.m. And who wants to get up with a baby at 3 a.m.? And we don't want them to stay awake for 45 minutes to an hour at that time of day. So until your baby is older, around 3 months old, let's say, sometimes as early as 8 weeks old, their bedtime will actually be late, like ours is, something like 10 or 11 p.m. And that way, if they're sleeping for their long stretch with feedings, it might be that they can stay asleep until 6 or 7 a.m. before they have a 45 to 60 minute awake period. As they get older, they can now stay awake 1 to 2 hours at a time. Now, keep in mind that different times of day might have a different awake period. So for example, in the early morning, after they've done their longer stretch of sleep, they might stay awake 45 minutes to an hour. And then maybe the rest of the day, they can stay awake an hour or an hour and 15 minutes. The amount of time that they can stay awake can increase as the day goes by, whereas some babies will stick to the same awake period throughout the day. You know your baby best, always keep that in mind. And every baby is a little bit different, how they develop, how they grow and change. So not all 8-week-olds are going to sleep for 11 hours at night, but some will. But usually by around 15, 16 weeks old, when your baby is changing how they sleep, which we call the 4-month sleep regression, that can mean that they're going to sleep longer at night and shorter naps during the day, and they might sleep in 4 chunks during the day in their naps, and then 11 to 12 hours at night. So the reason we have newborn sleep schedules by week is because every week can be a little bit different as your baby is growing and changing. So in the comments or in the description, I will put a link to our sample schedules by week for newborns, and that would help guide you. Now, always keep in mind that every baby develops differently. So the 6-week-old schedule may be more appropriate for your 4-week-old and vice versa. So just keep that in mind. Also, what I'll put in the description is a link to our free ebook, 15 facts that every new parent should know about sleep. And that will help determine, how much sleep your newborn needs each day, how to help your baby get it. Why does your newborn not automatically fall asleep when they're tired? What if your baby is mixing up days and nights when they first come out of the womb? What is colic and how do you cope with it? And how will your newborn sleep patterns change over time? And this free ebook that I'll give you a link to will help with all of those, as well as give you sample routines and techniques to help soothe your newborn. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to start doing more regular videos for you so I can share with you, while you're, cooking or doing dishes or whatever, you can listen or watch me and learn to help your baby sleep better. And also we have over 300 blog posts for you to also learn more about your baby's sleep. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Once again, subscribe and like and share this video, and happy sleeping.